Alright guys, what I'm doing now is I'm passing out your bell ringer and your activity for the day. Last class we went over Into the Wild chapter 12. We learned a little bit about Chris McCandless's history with his parents. And for your bell ringer today, what I want you to look at is figurative language. I give you an example. When she's wearing heels, she walks like a newborn baby giraffe. What kind of figurative language is that? That's what you answer in the middle column. That is a simile. And then on the right side, you put what the author is trying to convey. She walks unsteadily. She looks clumsy or awkward. Walking in heels isn't her best skill, is what that is trying to convey. Take a few minutes, answer those 6 questions, and then we'll move on to what we're doing for the day. You can also work together if you want. Yes, sir. Yeah, go ahead. This isn't normal warm-up.
No, we needed one more.
Oh, you need one more sheet.
He's so fat.
You just gotta write the first one. Dixon's not here. Henley's not here. What's the second? Hamid's not here. While y'all are working on this, guys, don't forget that tomorrow is the FSA writing. FSA writing is tomorrow. Remember, guys, it's a 4-paragraph essay. You want a beginning paragraph, 2 body ACEs paragraphs, and a conclusion. You do not want to write any more than that unless you feel like you can put in another body paragraph, but I'm telling you 4 paragraphs is plenty. Just take your time with it. Take it seriously. Remember, this is a combined score with the reading to determine if you are going to pass the FSA, which will determine whether you have a reading class next year or not. Are there any questions about the FSA writing for tomorrow? Right. About 3 minutes, and then we'll go over the bell ringer.
No.
Right. I know this is a little bit more than we're used to. Okay guys, let's go over this. Alright, so the first example is she is a lion when it comes to protecting her children. What type of figurative language is that? Zachary. It's a metaphor. Why is it not a metaphor? If you use a metaphor, what has to be in it? Like or as, right?
That was a sin.
Am I confusing myself? Yeah, I'm confusing myself. I'm sorry. Yes, it is a metaphor. Simile is like or as. Okay, so what is the author trying to convey?
That she's a lion.
What does a lion represent?
It's courage.
Courage is a lion. What is a lion? What is it? Jose?
And a lion is feared and is fierce.
Fierce. So she's fierce when it comes to protecting her children. She'll do anything she can to protect them. The weather needs to make up its mind because I'm sick. I'm about sick of the temperature changing so much. What is that? Personification. What is the author trying to convey, Darius? And the weather needs to make up its mind. That one day it's raining, one day it's hot. It's like Florida weather. You wake up, it's cold. Midday, it's raining. Afternoon, it's hot. It needs to pick one. This test is killing me. It is taking forever.
Hyperbole.
Hyperbole. What is a hyperbole?
It's like being over dramatic.
Over dramatic. So is this test really killing this person?
No.
No, it's just taking a long time in this person's mind. Be careful for Jamie because he is as slippery as a eel. Rashawn. Like or as? Like or as?
It's a sin. Oh, that's what it said.
Well, y'all are confusing. Yeah, it's a simile, guys. Why is it a simile? As, like or as. The roar of the crowd was nearly deafening. Nearly every fan in the stand stomping and clapping to cheer on the players as they exploded on the field. Okay, Mike. No. Imagery. What is the author trying to convey? Go ahead, Zach.
He's trying to say that like the players and the crowd are like really loud, so it's like exploding on the
So it's the crowd was really amped up. The crowd was really into the game. They were standing. They were cheering. It was very loud. It gives us this sentence paints a very good picture of what it was like to be in the stands. Literally everyone is getting to go to DeAndre's party except me. Go ahead.
Is it hyperbole?
Hyperbole, because is everyone actually going to the party?
No.
No. Very good, guys. Even though y'all are trying to confuse me with the metaphors and the symbols.
Yeah, that's
If it's a simile, it has like or as. If it's a metaphor, it does not have like or as in it. I know they're similar, but not the same. All right, go ahead and open up the Into the Wild books, page 127. Again, last class we went over Chris McCandless's family situation, 127. His family situation, how he went on that trip across the Mojave Desert and almost died of dehydration. His parents got really worried. Before that, we actually learned how he died. He died from starvation, from hurting himself, not being able to walk the 10 miles to the road, and he ends up starving to death. This title is, this chapter is chapter 13 on page 127, in case you still haven't gotten there. It's Virginia Beach, so follow along as I read a little bit of this. The physical domain of the country had its counterpart in me. The trails I made led outward to the hills and swamps, but they led inward too. But they led inward also. And from the study of things underfoot and from reading and thinking came a kind of exploration. Myself and the land. In time, the two became one in my mind, with the gathering force of an essential thing realizing itself out of the early ground. I faced in myself a passionate, tenacious longing to put away thought forever and all the trouble it brings. But the nearest desire, direct and searching, to take the trail and not look back, whether on foot, on snowshoes, or by sled into the summer hills in their late freezing shadows. A high blaze, a runner track in the snow, would show where I had gone. Let the rest of mankind find me if it could. John Haynes, The Stars, the Snow, the Fire, 25 years into the northern wilderness. Why do you think the author would put that quote on this chapter already? What is this quote trying to convey? What is it trying to say? Or what is it saying?
That.
Yes, the quote I just read. What is John Haynes trying to say? Go ahead. Yeah? No, I'm talking about the big quote. He's talking about being out in the wilderness, guys, and how if the world wanted to find him, they knew where to find him. To the trail, and to take to the trail and not look back. He was going out into the woods, and he ain't coming back. If the world wanted to find him, he would be out in the woods. Okay, that's what that's trying to convey. And that is exactly what happened to our main character, Chris McCandless. He went to the woods and didn't come back. He was planning to come back, but unforeseen circumstances and on his part, mistakes on his part, made it to where that didn't happen. So, two framed photographs occupy the mantel in Karen McCandless's Virginia Beach home. One of Chris as a junior in high school, the other of Chris as a 7-year-old in a pint-sized suite and crooked top. Standing beside Karen, who is wearing a frilly dress and a new Easter hat. What's amazing, says Karen, as she studies these images of her brother, is that even though the pictures were taken 10 years apart, his expression is identical. She's right. In both photos, Chris stares at the lens with the same pensive, recalcitrant squint, as if he'd been interrupted in the middle of an important thought and was annoyed to be wasting his time in front of the camera. His expression is most striking in the Easter photo because it contrasts so strongly with the exuberant grin Karen wears in the same frame. That's Chris, she says with an affectionate smile, brushing her fingertips across the surface of the image. He'd get that look a lot. Lying on the floor at Karen's feet is Buckley, the Shetland sheepdog Chris had been so attached to. Now, 13 years old, he's gone white in the muzzle and hobbles around with an arthritic limp, so the dog's gotten old. When Max, Karen's 18-month-old Rottweiler, intrudes on Buckley's turf, however, the ailing little dog thinks nothing of confronting the much bigger animal with a loud bark and a flurry of well-placed nips, sending the 130-pound beast scurrying for safety. Chris was crazy about Buck, Karen says. That summer he disappeared, he wanted to take Buck with him. After he graduated from Emory, he asked Mom and Dad if he could come get Buck, but they said no, because Buckley had just been hit by a car and was still recovering. Now, of course, they second-guessed the decision, even though Buck was hurt really bad. The vet said he'd never walk again after that accident. My parents can't help wondering, and I admit that I can't either, how things might have turned out different if Chris had taken Buck with him. Chris didn't think twice about risking his own life, but he never would have put Buckley in any kind of danger. There's no way he would have taken the same kind of chances if Buck had been with him. So his sister's reminiscing about how it's regret. She's looking back on the situation and she regrets that her parents wouldn't let him take Buckley. Standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, Karen McCandless is the same height as her brother. Maybe an inch taller and looks enough like him that people frequently ask if they were twins. An animated talker, she flips her waist-length hair from her face with a toss of her head as she speaks, and chops the air with emphasis with small, expressive hands. She is barefoot, a gold crucifix dangles from her neck. Her neatly pressed jeans have creases down the front. Like Chris, Karen is energetic and self-assured, a high achiever, quick to state an opinion. Also like Chris, she clashed fiercely with Walt and Billy as an adolescent. But the differences between the siblings were greater than their similarities. Karen made peace with her parents shortly after Chris disappeared. Now at the age of 22, she calls their relationship extremely good. She is much more gregarious than Chris was and can't imagine going off into the wilderness or virtually anywhere else alone. And although she shares Chris's sense of outrage over racial injustice, Karen has no objection, moral or otherwise, to wealth. She recently bought an expensive new home and regularly logs 14-hour days at CAR Services Incorporated, the auto repair business she owns with her husband, Chris Fish, in the hope of making her first million at an early age. I was always getting on Mom and Dad's case because they worked all the time and were never around, she reflects with a self-mocking laugh. And now look at me. I'm doing the same thing. Chris, she confesses, used to poke fun at her capitalist zeal by calling her the Duchess of York, Ivana Trump McCandless, and a rising successor to Leona Helmsley. His criticism of his sister never went beyond good-natured ribbing, however. Chris and Karen were uncommonly close